The second dose of Pfizer Incorporated's COVID-19 vaccine could be delayed in order to cover all priority groups as the first one is highly protective, two Canada-based researchers said in a letter published in the New England Journal of Medicine. The vaccine had an efficacy of 92.6% after the first dose, Danuta, Skowronski and Gaston said, based on an analysis of the documents submitted by the drugmaker to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA. These findings were similar to the first dose efficacy of 92.1% reported from Moderna Incorporated's Moderna 1273 vaccine, according to the letter here on Wednesday. In its response, Pfizer said alternative dosing regimens of the vaccine had not been evaluated yet and that the decision resided with the health authorities. Some countries, grappling with low supplies, are looking at dosing patterns or volumes that differ from how the vaccines were tested in clinical trials. There are differences over the merits of such strategies, with some arguing the urgency of the pandemic requires flexibility, while others oppose abandoning data-driven approaches for the sake of expediency. Skowronski and cautioned that there may be uncertainty about the duration of protection with a single dose, but said the administration of the second dose a month after the first provided little added benefit in the short term. Skowronski works at the British Columbia Centre for Disease Control, while is from the Institut National de Santé Publique du Québec. In Britain, authorities have said that data supported its decision to move to a 12-week dosing schedule for Pfizer's COVID vaccine. Both Pfizer and partner BioNTech have warned that they had no evidence to prove it. Pfizer's vaccine is authorized to be taken 21 days apart. The US FDA and the European Medicines Agency have stuck by the interval tested in the trials. This article was originally published by Reuters on February 18, 2021. Pfizer seeks to store vaccine at higher temperatures, easing logistics. Pfizer Incorporated and BioNTech SE have asked the U.S. health regulator to relax requirements for their COVID-19 vaccine to be stored at ultra-low temperatures, potentially allowing it to be kept in pharmacy freezers. Approval by the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, could send a strong signal to other regulators around the world that may ease distribution of the shot in lower-income countries. The companies have submitted new temperature data to the FDA to support an update to the current label that would allow vials to be stored at -25 to -15 degrees Celsius, -13 degrees Fahrenheit to 5 degrees Fahrenheit, for a total of 2 weeks. The current label requires the vaccine to be stored at temperatures between -80 masculine ordinal C and -60 masculine ordinal C, -112 masculine ordinal F to -76 masculine ordinal F, meaning it has to be shipped in specially designed containers. The shot's cold storage requirements set off a scramble among U.S. states at the beginning of the rollout for dry ice, in which it can be stored temporarily when there are no specialized freezers available, for instance in rural areas. Amesh Adolja, senior scholar at the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, said the higher temperatures should greatly expand the ability to use this vaccine in many parts of the world, or even the U.S., that do not have the capacity for deep freeze storage. Pfizer-Biontech's vaccine, along with Moderna Incorporated's 2-dose shot, has already won U.S. emergency use authorization and is being widely distributed as part of the country's mass vaccination efforts. The FDA confirmed that it had received Pfizer's request and said changes to the vaccine's authorization must be requested by a company and include data supporting the change. It said authorization would come either through a granting letter or a reissued letter of authorization, either of which would be posted on the regulator's website. The update from the drug makers comes as 2 studies from Israel found that the vaccine greatly reduced virus transmission, and the shot was backed by 2 of the South African government's top advisors. The new data also will be submitted to global regulatory agencies within the next few weeks, the 2 companies said. A BioNTech spokeswoman declined to provide more details on the timing and which agencies would be contacted. The data submitted may facilitate the handling of our vaccine in pharmacies and provide vaccination centers an even greater flexibility, BioNTech Chief Executive Ugur Sahin said. Deutsche Post, which has shipped COVID-19 vaccines to several European countries, Israel, Bahrain, Mexico and Singapore, among other states, said -25 degrees would provide some relief but transportation would still not be easy. A spokeswoman said air freight would likely no longer require dry ice on board, increasing storage capacity per plane. BioNTech has said it imposed long-term storage and transportation requirements of -70 degrees out of caution because it had started stability and durability tests on its vaccine relatively late. Even though it launched its COVID-19 vaccine development program as early as January 2020, working on 4 compounds in parallel, it did not decide until July which of the 4 to proceed with, and only then started stability tests. If approved, the less onerous storage requirements would provide significant logistical relief. The World Health Organization's COVAX global vaccine sharing program has so far limited distribution of Pfizer-Biontech vaccines to just a few countries, partly out of concern over a lack of infrastructure in developing nations. The WHO said it was hopeful that these requirements could broaden its reach. We are aware of reports of this and look forward to seeing the data. If proven correct, this could make rollout of the vaccine easier in all countries, and particularly in low-income ones, it said. Moderna's product, which like Pfizer's is based on so-called messenger RNA molecules, is already cleared here for storage at -25 to -15 degrees Celsius. This article was originally published by Reuters on February 18, 2021.